What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. Bitcoin has had an interesting move today, and I just want to point out something before we get into the charts, deeper into the charts. I told you that the 4-hourly buy signal wasn't triggered yet, and we might get the 4-hourly buy signal when it's too late. And at the moment, on this 4-hourly candle, which closes 1 hour and a half, I see a long. It says long, but this was already after the move has completed, so it's a bit laggy. Nevertheless, it could be a good entry for long as you are at support, but you are also beneath the point of control for this this chart. If we go to another chart where I have everything labeled and marked, we have the point of control on the smaller range over here. It's a bit messy because we have Fibonacci retracement levels. We have the point of control over here. Get rid of that. As you can see, we're under the point of control, and that is causing a bit of concern. We are forming a wick, so that might be good. We might get support. Other coins have done the same thing as Bitcoin. If you look at Ethereum, Chilis, ICP, most coins have done what Bitcoin has done, but some of them hold better than Bitcoin. In Litecoin, Luna Classic, this is a big bull flag. Can you imagine a breakout from this? Could easily take you here, 0.427. I want to look at the Dow Jones for a second. The Dow Jones is down 226 points. Early on today, I believe it was above 200 points up. The US 100, how low did it go? 11,174. We just keep forming lower lows and lower lows and lower lows. We're below the value area low for the US 100. Let's see if it will hold. We've been there before and we came up. The DXY is doing what it does. It's been ripping for years now. Look at that. It seems we're going higher and higher. Now let's dive into Bitcoin. I'll try to keep this short. Bitcoin has what has happened to Bitcoin? How did this happen? Why did it happen? We'll take a look at that. Okay, so Bitcoin at the moment, what happened today? Bitcoin had a nice pump to the upside, but what happened after that pump? We came right into the 200 EMA we were just below the value area high of this one. I was waiting for that to happen, the 20,500 and possibly 2750, and then I'll be looking at 21.2 if we keep breaking up, breaking through. But what happened is we pumped so aggressively and we came to the 200 EMA on the 4-hourly. That will be the 800 on the hourly. And if you look historically, Bitcoin in the 200, okay, we break above it, but we come below it. We've been doing that ever since 69K. Look at that. Okay, this looked good. We're going to the moon, but look what happened. We tanked. Over here, this was a perfect retest. Look at that. That's perfect short entries. Over here, I entered a short after here. It was somewhere around here at 40K, but it was after seeing the failure over here. And the examples go on. You could go back in time and look at them. The 69K, we went above it, and then we came below it. At the moment, usually when we go above it and come down, we come down so aggressively. Look at that. We thought we were going up and we ended up coming and retesting 18K again. So at the moment, I would be careful on any trades, and I would consider if I'm going to enter a trade or not, but I am below my point of control. The thing is, I was waiting for Confluence to enter a trade, but eventually I decided to enter when I went on smaller time frames, and I noticed we're losing the 50 and we're going to start expanding to the downside. What do I mean by that? We go to that. As you can see over here, we were at the 20,000 range. This is on the 5-minute, and we were, the 50 came to price, and we had vector candles. What happened here? We had vector candles being formed, big green candles, but they weren't going anywhere. There was no follow through. There was very, look at that, we came down. Look at that, we didn't go anywhere. We got stuck over here. We were stalling. And once I saw this breakdown, come up, breakdown, then I saw this, that's where I entered. We lost the 50 and we're stalling below the 50, and I came down for this waterfall. Now we are holding. Let's not get too excited on the bearish case and say, oh, that's it. No, we are holding. We are at an ascending trend line. Sorry. An ascending trend line from this low to this low. We're back into essentially the diamond formation, or you can call it a pennant or a triangle, but yeah, we're back in it, and we've tested the lower range and failed to break the lower range. We're holding a bit over here. We might consolidate again here, only to follow through up or to follow through down. Now if we're going to follow through up, my targets haven't changed. If you watched my videos, you would know my targets. I have a target, I told you 20,000 around here, the value area high. I have another target around 20,700 to 20,800, somewhere around this range. I have another target at 21 to 21.4, because there's a confluence over there. We had the VWAP, anchored VWAP, and we had the 1.618. 1.618 of the 1.618 extension, sorry. So if we go back to the charts and look, where did we go through? 22K to the bottom over here. What did Bitcoin go and touch? Did we go to the golden pocket this time? Didn't we? It's interesting to see, because a lot of times Bitcoin just keeps repeating on and on. Golden pocket, reverse, then next golden pocket, pump, reverse, pump. Okay, we went as high as 0.382 if we're going to look at this wave, but there is this would be a 1, and we said this could be possibly a 2. The thing is, if this is the point where we turn around and start pumping up, and this is a 1, then this push down could be a 2. It's a very sharp push, and it is similar to a wave 2. A wave 2 is usually like a sharp retracement. So if we take it from the top of 1, actually we've exceeded it, so it can't be a 1 and a 2. It can't be a 1 and a 2, yeah, because we've exceeded the length of that. I was counting this, the drop from here, from 25K as a whole wave 1, pushed up for a wave 2, and now we're going down for a wave 3. The third, I think the third wave of the 5th. This is the third wave of the 5th, and in that wave we'll have 5 waves, and we were expecting to be in the 5th wave down to complete this move down, but we did not. It invalidates some counts. This pump kind of messes up with some counts, because we said if we get above 20,200, then that will be bullish. We could be reversing. The next point will be 21,000. Now we're getting a pump. It is possible still that we reverse from here, but Bitcoin is below the point of control. So let's see, was this also a stop hunt low? I mean, we did a stop hunt rise, grab liquidity, go down and grab liquidity again. It's very possible, but we might be going out for another breakout on Bitcoin. Interesting. We are in the psychological range. We are back. We tested the psychological low. Now back testing the psychological high. Are we going to get a retrace continuation to the downside? Or look at that 50 EMA. We have the 5 curving up. So that's momentum shifting. The MACD, this is on the 15 minutes curving up. We may have a double bottom here and we might start pumping up. It's not far-fetched. Bitcoin can do that. We have exceeded the high, we've reached the high ADR of the range and we went back to the low ADR, and now we might be going for that next pump up. It's very possible, but this move up during the Asian session, then the hold by London and EU should have been a telltale sign that we might be going down, especially that we have these big candles. And then New York, US Springs and New York held it a bit and we went down strong. Now we recovered that. What's next? I gave you targets to the upside. Let's look at the downside. What could be next? If we have any vectors in the zone that we need to recover or we would like to recover, we only have this wick down here again, 18,100 roughly. And if we lose that, then we're coming down for other liquidity levels down to 17.6 or 17K. Short-term level of support, if we lose this diamond formation, we're coming down to test possibly the top of this trend line, which is the upper boundary of the descending channel, L18 295. Then the bottom of the channel is down at 17,476. If this happens in one candle. So let's see how Bitcoin is going to react now. We are testing the point of control. Will we be able to break it, or are we going to fail and continue lower? 50 EMA is very far away, so it's very possible for Bitcoin to go all the way up, retest the 50 and come back down. This is a good point. I mean, a lot of people would long this. You are at support. The 50 is far away. You might get a pump from here, 19,000. If you entered here, 19,000 up to here, that's 4%. Yeah, people would like to trade that. On leverage, that's not bad. Not financial advice, I'm not going to take that trade. I'll stay out of it. I prefer to short in a bear market. Though there'll come a time where I might take a nice long, but at the moment I'm just looking at this as point of control and psychological high are at the same point, descending trend line, and we just had a fake move up and we didn't have a follow through. I mean, if it was a move to go up, then essentially what I would like to see is a retest of the 50, even on the 15-minute time frame, and a continuation upside. But we don't even have that on the 5-minute time frame. On the 5-minute time frame, we didn't even retest the 50. So we could come here to retest on the 5-minute time frame, 19,343, then continue down. But I mean, yeah, it was brutal. It's a brutal move. Now let me try and see Ethereum. Let's take a look at DXY for a second. DXY on the 15-minute, we are struggling to break this level naturally. But if we break, we're releasing to 115, and next is 120. Those are just liquidity wicks that were there before. Ethereum, I was just waiting for this. Unfortunately, we didn't give us that. We broke structure on a small time frame. We were forming higher lows. We now have a lower low, and we might form a lower high and continue down. It's a possibility, but if you want to look at the bigger picture and say Ethereum, the beginning of one to the end of one, if this is a wave 2, it came almost to the 1-to-1. And it happens sometimes, but it's a very big wave 2. If this is a wave 2, then wave 3 will be huge. If you look at this on the 4-hourly, if this is a 1-2 and this is a 3, the wave 3 was really long. 1, 2, 3, a 4 and a 5. We completed 5 waves down, and this would be our correction. Sideways movement looks like a correction, and in a correction you can have 3, 3, 5s and all those. I'm not very much into those. I look at the basic structure. Sometimes I like to dig deeper, but it gets very confusing if you try to. This is a 1, this could be a 2, 3, 4, and this could be a 5. And a 5, you had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was a 5-wave move. And this was possibly a 3-wave move. And you go on. That's how it goes. But this movement, I've told you that it happens a lot in the chart. The square without the 4th line, it always happens. It happens so many times. I was just talking about it in the stream yesterday. Solana, on the other hand, is way extended, and we look like we have an inverse head and shoulders. Fingers, everything is bearish, but we need to look at everything. So that's our shoulder, that's our head, comes down here, that's our next shoulder, and possibly a breakout. Let's do it this way. Start over here, shoulder, irregular shoulder, like double shoulder, and down here, head. What's the measured move if Solana continues higher? The measured move for this if it continues could take you 36.78. Everything was pointing up, even the formations. 36.78 for Solana, and if you reach there, then you will just release all the way to 38 because you don't have much of consolidation or resistance at these levels. So yeah, but basically you've come down so aggressively, as impulsively as you went up, you came down. You're below your value area high, you're below your point of control. I mean, you're below these levels. There were levels you could have used as support, but you've broken down below them. And you tested support 32.21. Dow Jones is pulling back, going back up possibly. Bitcoin must be doing the same, but Bitcoin may have a slight delay when it does that. Bitcoin is above the point of control, attempting a breakout out of this. Yeah, that might be. This could have been the false move, and now we're going up. Let's just see what happens. You need to know what traditionals are doing. Let's look at the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is pumping again. DXY must be dumping. We still have a few hours before the markets close. Anything is possible. Bitcoin may be up again to 20,000. I would like to look at that a bit and decide on my trade. I've already put my stops in profit, but I'm thinking if I should take a chunk of my profits now or leave it in there. See the move? That's a fast move happening. Volume is almost negligible, but nevertheless it's moving. Now you could see that on the 15 minutes we probably formed double bottom on this indicator cluster algorithm. We're forming green, so we might be reversing. That means we're oversold. MACD curling up, and I want to see open interest. How many people, have people gotten wrecked? Yeah, look at that. Money leaving. This is money leaving. This was money coming on the way up. On the way down, money is leaving. A lot of people are losing money on the way down. Unfortunately, people think that the market just goes in one direction, just goes up. On the hourly, we still look bad. On the smaller time frame, the 5 minute, what are we doing? We are breaking up the trend line. We're breaking out of this, and we are kind of retesting it. Can we make it again? Are we gonna go back in? There's gonna be a lot of shenanigans going on now, spiking up and down, because people are not sure should they go long or short, and they will be played. The SPY is below. The SPY went even lower today. Actually, we gapped down, I think, today on the SPY. Yeah, we did. Did we? No, we didn't gap down today. Okay, the SPY, SPX, same thing. Cake, how far did we go with cake? Cake went as far as very close to 4.9, but it's holding very well. Hasn't broken structure significantly like Bitcoin. Facebook is taking a nosedive. Look at that. That's a tech stock that plays with the Nasdaq, and that of Nasdaq, Bitcoin has a strong correlation with the Nasdaq. We formed a lower low on Facebook, a low and a lower low. It's very bad. We broke the June lows, I believe, on Facebook. Actually, we broke the pandemic lows of 2020. That's terrible. Apple, how's Apple looking? Apple holding relatively okay. We haven't broken the 2020 lows yet. Or have we? This chart, let's look. Where are we now with Apple? We're up here. 2020 was somewhere. No, we haven't. Apple is holding better. The yields. Where are the yields? The 20-year yields are going up today. That means people are turning for safety. The 2-year yields, same thing. The yields are going up. Litecoin, how high did Litecoin go? All the things in the market look bad. Litecoin at the moment, we're back. Let's see, we're back under point of control, are we? I need to give it time to load. We're below the POC. We had gone above, just stalled there all day, and now we're back below the POC. The VIX pulled back slightly. We are in this ascending channel. I said in the video early on today we might come up and test the 34, so we came pretty close. We might be coming down, and if we're coming down, then that will push the markets up. DXY is holding. Ethereum Classic holding pretty well. We're at 28. Where did we go to today? Ethereum Classic and I think Filecoin are really holding. Look at Ethereum Classic, barely phased, didn't move today. EOS, same thing. Chili's was a bit more volatile. We went up, tested this level of resistance. It would have been a beautiful entry for short. I did not see it. I wasn't at the charts. However, never too late. I can enter it now, but I'll just focus on my one trade at the moment, the Bitcoin short. Actually, two trades. I have one from 40k and I have a new one now I just opened. And I can't lose in it because my stops are in profit. There you go. We just lost the 50 EMA on the 1 hour. On the 15 minute, if I wanted to enter this trade, I would wait for a retrace to the 50 and possibly a rejection, then down. Next level of support for Chili's, 22.46. Then you come down to the sub 2 cent range, sub 20 cent range. Cake. Let's look at the British pound. How is it holding up now with DXY's movements? Yeah, it's trying to recover. And it formed a double bottom, so it's very possible we could go up. Does Bitcoin have a double bottom? No, not yet, but it could be forming. Do we have any bearish divergences or bullish divergence or hidden bearish RSI? And let's look at MFI. So RSI, MFI on the hourly. This is on the hourly. After this move, we had a high, a low, we have a high, a low, we have a low, we have a low, a low. On the hourly, we have hidden bullish divergence. On the money flow, on the RSI, this is hidden bullish divergence. Hidden bullish divergence is a continuation of the trend. The macro trend is down, but at the moment we did an up move, so we could have hidden bearish divergence. On money flow, we don't have that divergence. On the 4 hourly, what are we doing on the 4 hourly? Let's look. We have a low, a high, a low. We don't have any bullish divergence on the 4 hourly. However, we have we had a high over here and we formed a higher high. I'll bring that down to follow the candles. And on the RSI, we had a high. Oh, sorry, I thought we had something. We have nothing. No bearish divergence over here. Over here we have no bearish divergence. High, high, low, high. Yeah, we don't have any bearish divergences. Bitcoin looks like it's trying to recover. There you go. We're above the point of control. Let's look at the daily. I think on the daily we had a bullish divergence. Over here we had a low, a low, but here we had a low and a high low. That's bullish divergence. That was on the RSI. On the macro, we might still have that bearish divergences if you go on the macro, but if you're just looking at the smaller picture at the moment, we have people say that you should follow the candle, so we have a high and a lower high in the candle. No divergence. Let's go back to the hourly and look at the candle, not the wick. I sometimes look at the wick, but some people say that because the RSI follows the candle, you need to look at the candle for divergences. So if I'm going to say I have bullish divergence here, I have a low, higher low, low, lower low. Yes, I have hidden bullish divergence. We have a new hourly candle. Will we back test this and blast off, or is it going to be to the downside, retrace to the 50 EMA and continue lower? Okay guys, that's all I have. We're below the low ADR. We are at the M2 pivot point, so essentially we could go to the M4 pivot point. It's around 19,588. We have a level of resistance around 19,520 and 19,692. This level over here. So yeah, trade safe guys. More trades, I'm out.